Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Dearest Readers collection from the brand Glam Polish. These were inspired by Bridgerton, which I haven't seen, so I'm not even sure I'm saying right. These are releasing on March 25th, so in the description box I will link the Glam Polish site, I will link their Instagram, and then I will link my Instagram where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video, and then in the description I will also leave the discount codes. You have discounts for ordering in the first 72 hours, for ordering the full collection, things like that, so that will be down there as well. So we do have 10 polishes in this collection to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started.
Up first we have a Love Match, and this one is described as a pastel mint crelly with shifting iridescent flakies and glitter mix. So here's our first coat of a Love Match. This one is pretty sheer here on this first coat. You do get a good amount of these glitters and flakes out though. The base color just needs to be built up a little bit more. I would generally like these at 2 coats with a little bit of nail line, but it wasn't super even and it didn't self-level, so I would recommend building it up to opacity in 3 coats, but I did do 3 rather thin coats. This is glitter, so it is going to dry with some texture. You will want a thicker glitter-eating glossy top coat to finish this off, and it is going to take a little bit of scrubbing to remove. On the difficulty scale of 1 to 10, I'd say it's probably like a 6. But there are 3 coats of a Love Match. Up next we have Brought Down by a Bee, and this one is described as a pastel yellow crelly with shifting iridescent flakies, aurora shimmer, and a metallic glitter mix. Here's our first coat of Brought Down by a Bee. This one was more opaque than I expected it to be. The formula is very smooth and easy to work with. I didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining, and again, I got a good amount of glitter out here on this first coat. I did do 2 coats and I was happy with the opacity, but this one is right on the edge of needing that 3rd coat. You will want a top coat again to smooth everything out and to bring some shine back to this polish, and removal will require a little bit of scrubbing as well. But there are 2 coats of Brought Down by a Bee. Up next we have Stormy Nights, and this one is described as an indigo jelly with an aurora shimmer and a gold glitter mix. Here's our first coat of Stormy Nights. This one is a jelly-ish polish, so it is just a little bit squishy here on this first coat. I built this one up in 3 coats. I was feeling a little bit picky on this one just because I wanted more depth in the deeper base, so I did go in for 3 coats. If you go a little bit thicker, you could probably get away with 2, but again, a nice smooth formula to work with. These glitters come out very easily, and they do spread out nice and easily across the nail as well. The pink flash that's in here from these tiny little flecks are just absolutely stunning. You can see this 3rd coat does deepen this base color a lot, and it adds some depth. Again, you'll want top coat, and again, removal will take some scrubbing. Up next we have The Biggest Gossip in London, and this one is described as a pastel periwinkle crelly with aurora shimmer, gold flakes, and a glitter mix. Here's our first coat of The Biggest Gossip in London. This one does cover fairly well here on this first coat. I did get full opacity in 2 coats, but again, this one was right on the edge of needing a 3rd coat, so depending on your application, 2 to 3 coats. This one is also going to dry with some texture, so again, you will want a thicker kind of top coat or a glitter smoother underneath your top coat to finish this off, and removal will require some scrubbing. So there are 2 coats of The Biggest Gossip in London. Up next we have Lovely Beyond Compare, and this one is described as a sheer white crelly with an aurora shimmer, shifting iridescent flakies, gold flakies, and a pastel glitter mix. Here's our first coat of Lovely Beyond Compare. This one is a milky-ish formula, so you are going to want to build this color up to full opacity. Again, it doesn't have the best self-leveling of quality, so it wasn't super even unless you work with it a good bit. But the formula is nice. It didn't run or pool on me at all. On this second coat, you can see I was getting pretty good opacity. It's just if maybe I was more careful applying it evenly, I probably could have gotten away with 2, but I did end up going in for 3. A great amount of glitter comes out. You are going to want top coat to smooth everything out and to add some shine back to this polish. The gold flake that it's in here is beautiful, and removal will require some scrubbing, so there are 3 coats. Up next we have Diamond of the Season, and this one is described as a pastel pink Crelly with an Aurora shimmer and a metallic glitter mix. Here's our first coat of Diamond of the Season. This one covers pretty well here on this first coat. A good amount of glitter and a good formula to work with. No running, pooling, anything of that sort. Nothing in here was too large, so everything did spread out pretty evenly across the nail. You are definitely going to want top coat to smooth this out. It is going to dry with some texture, and it is going to dry on the dull side, and removal will be more on the difficult side of the spectrum. So there are 2 coats of Diamond of the Season. Up next we have Caught in a Compromising Position, and this one is a clear base with an Aurora shimmer, shifting multi-chrome flakies, and a metallic glitter mix. Here's our first coat of Caught in a Compromising Position. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in 2 coats today, just on my bare naked natural nail. You could definitely use this one as a topper, but I really liked how this looked on the natural nail, and with some nail line showing, I would wear this in 1 coat, no problems, just on my natural nail. If you wanted full opacity, you could go in for a 3rd coat, and that would cover 90% of your nail line. You will want top coat to finish this off, and removal will require a little bit of scrubbing, but there are 2 coats. Up next we have Spill the Tea, and this one is described as a scattered holographic with shifting iridescent flakies, gold flakies, copper flakies, and a metallic glitter mix. Here's our first coat of Spill the Tea. This is definitely the top pick of the collection for me. This is so beautiful, so blingy, so fun. I feel like it's a nice girly color as well, and honestly kind of office appropriate at the same time. I got full opacity in 2 coats. For me, if you want 110% opacity, you might want to go in for 3. You'll want some top coat, and removal is difficult. Next up we have Good Graces, and this is described as a pink Crelly with an Aurora shimmer and scattered hollow flakes. Here's our first coat of Good Graces. This one is a little bit on the sheer side, but a very beautiful summery pink. A very smooth, very easy, workable, beginner-friendly formula here. The little flakes that are in here come out in abundance, and they do spread out evenly and easily across the nail. As if they weren't even in there, you don't have to manipulate them whatsoever. I got full opacity here in 2 coats, but I did feel like I had a couple of low spots on this nail in particular because it does have some ridges, so I did go in for 3. I don't think it was entirely necessary though. You will want top coat just to bring some shine back to this polish, and removal will be difficult. Nothing in here will dry textured either. But there are 3 coats of Good Graces. And lastly for today we have the Incomparable Spinster's Sister, and it's described as a blue-green jelly with an Aurora shimmer, reflective hollow glitter, and ultra hollow glitter mix. And here's our first coat of the Incomparable's Spinster Sister, which I have the hardest time saying. This one is relatively opaque here on this first coat. I got full opacity in 2 coats, but depending on your application, you might want to go in for 3. Nothing in this is going to dry super textured, but I do still recommend going in for a top coat just to hide any kind of texture it might create, and removal is relatively easy. So there are 2 coats.
And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.